Rick Without the K James presents, in my opinion, podcast.
So for our next topic, I'm going to do a surprise topic. It's not on our board, but it's something you had brought up a second ago. When you're in a relationship that is a complete shit, or the person's treating you like shit, and you're the friend of that person, as a friend, how do you talk to your friend about a partner who you think's cheating, you don't think, is just an asshole treating them wrong? How do you approach your friend on that? I'm going to start with you, Sabrina.
I punch their boyfriends.
Simple.
I fucking stalk them.
Do you sit them down and talk to them? Do you explain to them what you're seeing?
No, you know what? Yes,
do?
I do. No, I do. I tell my friends, you know what, dude, like, look, because most of the times we don't see it, we're blinded, you know what I mean, by whatever it is, because I'm that friend that I act blind too. I try to cheat to certain situations, and, but when it's with my friends, I'm a protector, so it's just like, that red flag's like, but not times like, if you like, look, if you're gonna, and you cannot be against their decisions. You got to be
true story.
You know what I mean? Because if you love your friend, you're always going to support their decisions. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean you like them, but you're going to support them, and you're going to try to guide them the best way that you can because you want to be around them, and you, of course, you're going to be around that person. If so, and that's the one thing. Like whether you like the person or not, I still try to be around them just so I know that they understand my position in my friend's life. You know what I mean? I'm going to be here regardless, and you're still an option. You know, so. I don't know, I just kind of I've talked to my best friend's man before, and I've told him how I felt about certain things, and he still knows, he still gets the ass whooping that's coming to him, and you know that. So, because they do, they I love my friends, and I will talk to them, and I'll talk to their partners, but I don't know. I don't know, guys, I can't talk about that stuff.
You bring up a point I really like, and that's the fact that you do have to accept it, because if you don't, you're going to alienate yourself from your friend. Yeah. For me, for instance, I don't come out and tell them your girl's this, your girl's that. Yeah. Now, if she's cheating, if there's something I can prove or something like that, I will let him know because to me, that's my obligation. And if you knew my old lady was cheating, I'd want you to let me know. But like for instance, like I'll go to Rick for a second. He was joking a little bit about someone that he had dated and things he had did and stuff. And I remember I only met the girl twice. I was around her on 2 different occasions, and I never liked the way she treated him. She just didn't seem like there was any respect or any care or anything. And I told him that. I wasn't rude or anything, but I just said she seemed a little cold. And then he started dating this other girl afterwards, the next girl he dated. And I just loved the way she respected him. She cared about him. And I remember to me, I loved just the fact how she cared for him. You could tell, and as a friend, I like that. But I will, I don't really try to step in as far as be aggressive, like, hey, this girl's this girl's that. You probably know everything I know already, but you're okay with it.
True.
I would only say something if, like I said, if they were cheating or anything like that. But as a friend, it's really easy to notice when you're sitting back and you see how someone's treating your buddy. You see things that they don't know, they can't see, and that's the way I'm talking about, like the rolls of the eyes, the little things that, when you're seeing someone constantly get on their phone the minute the person turns around. There's stuff that you don't see that your friends do. And that's why, as a friend, to me, it's also my obligation to say, were you aware of this? Were you aware of that? Did you know this? Did you know that? And that's the kind of stuff, I try to do it with respect. I never say it but you have to a point, try. What's your take?
That's true if to a point that you give them advice, you encourage your friends, you say, hey, are you aware of this? I've noticed this. Or whatnot, just to know that they're aware of it or not, because most of the time we are aware of it and we don't really care. Most of the time ourselves, we've gone through so much things that we're able to tolerate so much anyways, you know what I mean? But as far as telling a friend if their spouse or their partner is cheating on them, I made that mistake once where I did tell my friend, and I lost a friend from that because they believed the guy over
were you able to prove it, or were you just guessing that they were having an affair?
No, I could definitely prove it. It wasn't that. I know it was me who he was hitting on. You know what I mean? No. So, I mean, as far as telling a friend, they probably already know it. They probably already suspect it, and they're not really. I mean, they're in love. You're blinded when you're in love.
Yeah.
As far as not being a friend to someone because they choose to be with a person and you don't like that person, well, that's that's messed up. I mean, I'm not gonna not be a friend to my friend just because they're making poor life choices. You know what I mean? I could give them advice, but I'm still gonna be there for
You know
a
who
friend.
she's talking about.
Exactly. You know, just because. Shut up, Rick. Yeah, you know, you give your friends the best advice. You encourage your friends. You make them aware of things that they might not be aware to. But that's all you can do as a friend.
You basically just that listening ear whenever they need you. You know what I mean? And if you really value your friendship, that's what you're gonna do. You know, because there's moments where I call my best friend the other night. I was gonna do a pop-up. You know, we were talking about that. Seriously, I was gonna do a pop-up. And at 3 in the morning, I was like, I just woke up. I was like, I think, no, let me call her real quick. Bring me back to my senses. And she's like, dude, don't do that. You know, whatever. And I was just like, you know what? I'll do what I want. You know, just listen to what I'm saying. And so she's like, just call. So I did. I made the phone call, and everything was better. You know what I mean? But as long as you're there for that listening ear, and I think if that person is gonna be that partner with your friends, like you should have some form of openness to like, look, dude, like I don't like this. You know what I mean? This is how I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, and I've told my best friends, man. You know, fortunately I've known him for years prior to even knowing her. You know, and like I love her. I love her more than you do. You know what I mean? Like. It's hard.
I mean, you're just there for your friend. That's all you technically can do. And women, we just want to talk about our problems. We don't really want a solution anyways. We just want to feel better about it. So let's just vent.
The venting. Yeah.
Let me just
Thank you
vent.
for being
And then,
honest.
and then on top of that, in a relationship, you really shouldn't be talking shit about your man to anybody else, even your friends.
I like
because then at the end of the day, you're the one that's with your friend. Yeah, I mean, you're the one with your guy. You know what I mean? And they're the one that's gonna be thinking bad because you're the one putting the bad influence. And obviously, it's not that bad if you're actually still with your man.
And that I get that part, but it's still the venting.
The venting?
Feel better.
Call your mom.
I remember one
No.
story.
Hell, that's the worst one you can do. I would rather go.
It's true.
I would rather go to a friend than to my parents, and I've learned a lesson on that.
No, I go to his mama.
Oh.
I go to his mama. Because guess what? She's not gonna talk shit about him. She
Yeah.
gonna let me vent. And then she gonna make me feel better about him.
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
I
This is
love.
why we don't have two feet.
Right.
What's that one Cardi B song? I'm gonna call your mom and tell her mama to be a bitch. You know? I've done it.
From years and years ago, back in the 80s, I had a buddy of mine, a couple years older than me. He was going to ask a girl to marry him. And there was 3 or 4 friends sitting around, and one of the friends said, dude, are you being serious? I understand you dating her, but are you seriously want to marry this woman? And he goes, you got a problem? He says, dude, she's fucked half the town. And I remember the buddy turns and goes, yeah, but it's a small town. So it's really funny, but like you said, we probably already know the flaws. And it's if we're willing to accept them or not. What's your take on this part?
I'll try to make it quick. Jesus Christ.
Don't get them going. Don't get them going.
As you said, Natalie and Ronnie, right? Ronnie's a little more Jedi about it. Like he'll give you and let you think about it and then come back with your answer. Where my problem is I'm going to be straightforward and tell you, hey, your woman's this or that. But I will also say that's your woman, bro. Like, hey, you know, if you want to deal with it, that's on you. I'm here to support you. My friends know that I'm there for them. But I have also talked to one of my friends about his girl, and his girl, they were in the military. He was in the military. She got shipped off to Iraq or something. Back in those days, it was MySpace. So I'm going through her MySpace, and he's like, yeah, man, I don't know. She used to hit me up every night or whatever. We talked, blah, blah, blah. I went through her MySpace. I showed this dude pictures of this girl, like, laying in bed with another dude, this, that, and the other, and was like, hey, bro, like.
But I love her.
I stopped talking to him that same week, and we didn't continue to be friends because I was the asshole. I don't know what I'm looking at. Why am I going through her MySpace? And from that point on, I've told everybody I won't ever go out of my way because he was a damn good friend that I was sorry to lose. And I just won't do it again because because we all know if fucking somebody else is cheating. You
feel that in your
yeah,
soul.
my second wife had cheated on me several times, and it was me telling myself, "But this is the last time." So you fucking know it. But at some point, you're gonna grow up and be like, "Man, I'm done with this shit." And I know the last time for me when she did it, I just said, "Yeah, man, what am I gonna do?" Like I was putting hands on this other dude, and that's when I realized I was like, "This is exactly what you want to do. You want me to go to jail, and you want me to act a fucking fool, and I'm not gonna give it to you. If I have
That's
to
why
convince you to love me, then fuck it, we're done."
Yeah.
So I'll leave it at that.
One more thing though, seriously, like the only person when you have problems within a relationship, the only person whom you should be speaking to about these problems is the person you're with.
Yeah.
Because the only person who can tell you how they feel is the person you're with. And that's it. I mean, you can't assume what they're thinking because we're not mind readers. They, unless they tell you personally to your face, you know, there's what is speaking to you or speaking to you or speaking to anybody else is going to do about your relationship with that person. Because that person don't know what you're complaining about, obviously.
Yeah.
Or otherwise
Well,
you don't fix it.
there are times where you talk to your partner and you tell them, you know, like, this is bugging me. And they're like, not comprehending it, you know what I mean?
Or they just shut down. So
Yeah.
and that's
And
fucked up.
that's what
and
gives
that's
us
probably
criticism.
why you reach out
You
to your
know-
friend to talk to them and
Yeah.
just vent. So it's just venting it, man.
So now that we're talking about cheating, dude, like, that's crazy. Like, we know how people go on breaks, or whatever, like, oh, we were on a break and I just slept with her. Like, is that still considered cheating? Like, how long after you break up with somebody are you allowed to go start seeing somebody else?
The same hour.
The same hour?
This would be a whole different topic.
Right? I'm like,
It's like whenever you're ready.
is that what it is?
You know what I mean?
You said right after.
Well, to me, if you're broken up, you're broken up. I've had a clear-cut thing in relationships to me. If I'm with a girl, I'm with her and I'm with her only. If I'm not with a girl, there are no rules.
Yo, it's your boy Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up on him.